I love the outdoors. I love to get out camping, going to the beach, going to our national parks and just being with my family in those places. I have an 11-year-old daughter, an 8-year-old son and my husband, and we have a camper that we go out all the time in recreational fun boating and fishing. We also are really keen in water skiing and tubing with the kids, so often we'll scoot out to a Wonga Dam on the afternoon for a bit of a ski and tube. Gladstone region is really awesome because there's a wide range in choice of options, but it's also balanced with lots of job opportunities and development opportunities. I love working at Gladstone Regional Council. I love that we help the community and we shape the services we give to the community. I'm proud of all the people I work alongside, and it's everyone showing up every single day to do a really good job for our community. And that's what makes me most proud, is that we all want to make this a better place. So it's all about making sure that we're working on the improvements as a business that are going to generate the best bang for our buck. Council is a great place to work. There is so many opportunities to go into different areas because we really have lots of little businesses in one business. It has given me many opportunities to grow professionally and grow personally. But there is so much that is on offer here at Gladstone Region. We love it. I'm Celisa Faulkner and I'm the Manager of Asset Planning at Gladstone Regional Council.
Well, good morning. The time being 9 a.m, I declare open the general meeting for the Gladstone Regional Council for Tuesday, the 3rd of September 2024. The first item on the agenda, councillors' apologies, and we do have an apology received from Councillor Davis. Can I have a move that be accepted?
Happy
please?
to move,
Thank you, Councillor Churchill. Seconded, Councillor Holzheimer. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you, councillors. The next item on the agenda is messages of condolence. Do we have any messages of condolence? No messages of condolence. Thank you, councillors. The next item on the agenda is prior notifications of conflicts of interest. Tanya or Rachel, do we have any of those?
No prior notifications, Mayor.
Thank you. The next item before I hand over to the Deputy to take over the chair is the Mayor's statement on current issues. And of course, I think I'd like to start with the issue or the incident that's happened on the Bruce Highway just recently. Obviously, on Friday, there was a fatal car crash on the Bruce Highway involving a truck carrying ammonium nitrate. The driver of the truck was transported to Bundaberg Hospital and I believe is recovering, hopefully well. In the meantime, the Bruce Highway has been closed since, and we stood up our local disaster management group, working in partnership with Queensland Police, Fireys, Ambulance, SES in the first instance, and then, of course, the Department of Transport and Main Roads, as it's their road that has been affected. And, of course, affected also includes the residents and the businesses in Miriamvale and Barora, and I would like to thank our recovery committee chairs and councillors for supporting our businesses and community in Miriamvale and Barora. And while I've been chairing the local disaster management group, I know Councillor McClintock and Patrick were in Miriamvale and Barora yesterday, meeting with residents and businesses, understanding and hearing firsthand the impact the closure of the Bruce Highway has had on those small businesses. And I thank councillors for chairing those committees. Councillor Michelle Wagner for chairing the Human and Social Recovery, Councillor Glenn Churchill for chairing the Infrastructure Recovery Committee, and of course Councillor Holzheimer for chairing the Environment Recovery Committee. I hope I got all those right, councillors, but I'm sure you'll correct me if I've got it wrong. Sorry?
You did get it.
Thank you. Yes, and of course I'd like to thank my Deputy Mayor, who's also the Deputy Chair of the LDMG, and Mark Holmes and all of our team at Council who have been doing an amazing job. As I said, this is a main road asset, so our team have been stepping up and supporting where possible. But I was on site yesterday with the Minister for Transport and Main Roads and our team, and of course the TMR team, to have a look firsthand at the site. And it does look like it is on schedule to open tonight. 11:55 p.m. is the scheduled opening. And all going well, that'll open at that time, if not earlier. But of course, it is only an anticipated time, so it could be closed a little bit longer than the 11:55 anticipated opening tonight. But it could have been a lot longer had there been damage to the infrastructure further up the road in terms of culverts and things like that. So it's good news in that way. But there is damage to businesses and, to the houses nearby, and there is impact on businesses. So I have asked Mark, our local disaster coordinator, to try and enact the disaster recovery arrangements with the Queensland Government so that that there can be support provided for the businesses and community of Mayoral and others that were affected. So hopefully that'll be forthcoming. I can certainly say the Minister for Transport, although not his jurisdiction, seemed very open to that idea yesterday and has saw firsthand the impact it's had on the local community there in Mayoral and Baroran. You normally wouldn't have this kind of impact from a road accident, but I've never seen a road accident like that. And I've never seen a highway closed for so long because of that. So, it's a very different situation on the Bruce Highway at the moment. Councillors, I'd also like to talk about some upcoming issues. We have, of course, the Ride for Life suicide awareness event that's happening this Saturday, and they're doing it a little bit different this year. They're having 3 events. So there's the road bike touring route, which is happening as one of the first events. There's also the Crumbat Adventure route for the dirt bikes, and there's the Boyne Burnett Inland Rail Trail mountain bike route as well. So that's the Ride for Life suicide awareness event. That's this Saturday, and you can still register for that event up until Thursday night. Of course, PopCon is on this Saturday as well. A huge event at the Gladstone Entertainment Convention Centre. Yes, I know, Councillor Muscat, one of your favourite events, and yes, I'm sure the community know that you're a big fan. I'd like to thank councillors for supporting the TikTok that we did, or whatever it was called, earlier in the week to promote that event as well. I think that was what we did, or a reel, maybe someone in IT will tell me what it was, but it was all about promoting the fantastic event that not just the young ones like, but some of the young at heart enjoy as well. And of course, the Baffle Creek Family Fishing Festival is happening on the 16th to the 21st of September as well. A few events coming up in the Gladstone region with some sad news earlier. It's good to have some positive things to look forward to, and some other events there. Obviously, the Right for Life event, not necessarily something for people to look forward to, but in terms of it is about getting together and supporting each other and raising funds and awareness for suicide prevention. And the team, Mark particularly, does an amazing job of organising that every year. And as I said, 3 events to choose from this year, and nominations or close on Thursday. Thank you, councillors. That's the Mayor's statement on current issues. I'll hand over to the Deputy Mayor to take over the agenda from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Just before I go on, I wanted to also thank you for your leadership chairing the LDMG and watching you doing what you do. I guess, unfortunately, you have a lot of experience in that space, and it really shows. So I think on behalf of the region, we'd like to say thank you to you as well. The next item in the agenda, we are up to confirmation of minutes. So it's item G 2.1. And can I please have a mover to the officer's recommendation that the minutes of the general meeting of council held on 20th of August 2024 be confirmed? Councillor Patrick, can I have a second there? Councillor Goodluck, all in favour? Thank you. The next item in the agenda, we don't have any deputations and officers' reports. So Community Investment Programs Strategic Projects Fund. Please, can we see Kylie Lee? and Jacob, and over to you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Good morning, Mr Mayor, councillors. This morning we present the Community Investment Program Strategic Projects Grant for Council's endorsement. The purpose of the Strategic Projects Fund is to strengthen not-for-profit organisations through the provision of financial support to upgrade existing or build new facilities where the organisation has suitable land tenure. There's one round per year of this particular grant, and applicants can apply for up to $100,000. However, they will need a 20% co-contribution. The Strategic Projects Grant is our most highly contested fund, and applications have been steadily increasing each year, with 7 applications received for the 24-25 round. The panel recommends funding for the Wallabies Rugby League Football Club for field lighting to the value of $64,000 and Impact Community Health for master planning to the value of $56,000. I have our Manager of Community Partnerships and our it was acting Community Investment Officer, Specialist, Jacob Humphreys, here to answer any questions that councillors may have. Thank you.
And welcome Brianna as well. Didn't see you coming. Any questions? Sorry, I didn't turn the thing on. Councillor Holzheimer?
Hi, I was actually talking to Kylie a little bit about this yesterday, and I would like to congratulate Jacob on the report as well. I noticed that there was some more information in there from last time as well, and it told a story, so thank you.
Councillor Wagner?
I concur with Councillor Holzheimer too. The report is written and some of those questions we asked last time have been answered in there. Just to comment, I think in the future it'd be really good to have a look at these projects, because there was a couple there that I think had probably more members that could be impacted, and there was a lot of lighting in this one as well, which I know the Community Gaming Grant does tend to support a lot as well. So I think it'd be really good to be able to really factor in the number and the range of other clubs. But I get that there was some of the clubs look like very worthy recipients, but obviously the application was probably a little bit light on and didn't have those support letters and that justification. So I think I'd encourage the community to make sure that when they're putting this in, it is a fair swag of money that we're handing out, that they, really get those letters of support and can show how widespread and how it's going to benefit the wider community as well. But yeah, great job, and I think the recommendations look wonderful, and I move that we accept it.
Okay, great. We have a mover. Do we have a second there? Councillor Holzheimer, but before we do anything else, Councillor McClintock?
More of just to clarify, amazing, well done. What a tough job having to try and whittle that down to a result like that. But more just from a next steps for some of those who haven't. Do we provide them with some of that content, and just for those who are not successful? Obviously, there's quite a large number of them in some other avenues and spaces and stuff like that. And then perhaps, sorry, to add on, I know you're about to talk, but those who haven't even applied and maybe are looking for some of this stuff and it sparks some interest, how do we connect those with some of the opportunities like was just spoken about before?
I can answer this one, and then I'll hand over to my colleagues to add anything. We do give feedback, and that's the beauty of the transparent assessment process. So we do have relevant feedback that we can provide to each applicant, and we have demonstrated that continuous improvement. So Gladstone Netball actually applied last year and were unsuccessful, and we saw some really significant growth in their application this year. So we are seeing improvements, and we do provide that feedback to our unsuccessful applicants to help them grow. With respect to information around the grant itself, we do 2 times per year the Community Investment Program Roadshow, and that's our education program for the community. And I believe that's also on our website online as well. Yeah, so you can access information on that as well.
Cool.
So, yeah. Did you guys want to add anything? Yes, and we also have Grant Guru on our website, which has not only our grant information but all grants within Australia, and our Sport and Rec officer also provides feedback and support to clubs as well.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Very thorough.
Thank you. Councillor Goodluck?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Happy to support the recommendation and great work, everyone. I remember in years gone past, we'd only receive sometimes 1 or 2 applications for this community grant, and it's great to see lots of applications coming in. So it also represents that we have strength in some of those community organisations where they're able to co-contribute. So encourage them to keep trying. It's great to see that we can make some big inroads in some of these projects. I just wanted one point of clarification with the impact health. Obviously, we're not giving them the requested amount, and I know it's got information in there that we've spoken to them and that we can do a bit of reduced scope. Are we comfortable that reduced scope, whatever it ends up being through that negotiation, will still fit in this? Will it still achieve the outcomes that we're looking to achieve? Because obviously they've been assessed on this scope. If they're going to change the scope, so are we comfortable with that? We're still going to get some good outcomes for that funding that we're going to deliver there.
Thank you. Yes, so in the application, it was noted that we could negotiate with their master plan fees, which we have done, and they have submitted their altered project scope, and we will work through that with them and just to make sure that we can still meet the deliverables on their end and on our end as well.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions online? No. We have a mover on Councillor Wagner, seconder on Councillor Holzheimer. So are we on the officer's recommendation? So all in favour? Anyone against? No? Oh, no. Unanimously carried. Thank you. The next item is 4.2, National Local Roads Transport and Infrastructure Congress attendance, and this is going to be presented by CEO Lisa Dowling.
Thank you, Chair. Councillors, you'd be familiar with this conference that the Australian Local Government Association provides regularly, the National Local Roads Transport and Infrastructure Congress. We always send councillor and officer representation. This year the Mayor will be attending in his role with ALGA, but we're also think it's appropriate for another councillor to attend. Should you support that, it's been budgeted for accordingly. The event is in Western Australia on the 3rd to the 4th of December, so seeking whether council would like to nominate a representative for the Congress.
Thank you. Are there any?
Chair.
Churchill?
Having attended a number of these National Local Roads Transport Infrastructure Congress, I think it's important that we ensure that we send someone that's appropriate, relevant to our road committees. And I know that Councillor McClintock, Councillor Goodluck, I believe, are active in those particular and various regional roads groups and our TAC committees, etc. So I'd like to perhaps nominate Councillor McClintock to go there, considering that Mayor Matt will already be there with that wealth of experience, that it's an opportunity for a new councillor to go and get a taste of an understanding of the National Roads and Transport Congress. Unless, of course, Councillor Goodluck is keen to attend as well, and then we probably need to consider another option. But at this stage, I'd like to nominate Councillor McClintock. I'll move that.
I'm happy to second that, Deputy.
Okay, we have a seconder in Councillor Goodluck. I think Mayor Matt would like to say something.
Yes, well, I agree with Councillor Churchill on that, absolutely. Councillor McClintock is on our Regional Roads and Transport Group. It's very important that we have our representative there. I will be chairing the meetings, and my travel and accommodation is at no expense to council. It'll be funded by the Australian Local Government Association. So very good to have a representative from Gladstone focused completely solely on Gladstone there with an officer. So happy to support the recommendation or the recommendation from Councillor Churchill.
Okay, great. So we have a mover in nominating Councillor McClintock to attend the National Local Roads Transport and Infrastructure Congress from the 3rd to the 4th of December in Western Australia.
Sorry, Deputy, should we check that Councillor McClintock's happy to accept the nomination?
Oh, I think he's nodding right here, pretty happy.
No, not at all,
So,
Councillor
okay, well, let
Goodluck,
me
no.
formally ask, Councillor McClintock, would you accept this
You don't get asked
nomination?
to get told.
Yeah, no, there was a choice. No. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Also sit as a proxy for Mayor Matt on the now CQ Briz / the beef corridor as well. So there's quite a lot of different bits and pieces, and I can see this as an opportunity to really learn and gather some more strength for some of those roles. So, yep.
There's another aspect to it as well, and whilst we're very mindful of what Mayor Matt represents across the nation with Australian Local Government Association, we need to make sure we've also got a strong voice there for the Gladstone Regional Council and our regional roads group. Thank you, Councillor McClintock.
Yes, please, Councillor Holzheimer.
I believe that Councillor Wagner's also on one of the roads groups as well. So we're happy just to send one, obviously, as well.
Would you like to answer, Councillor Wagner?
I'm happy to support Councillor McClintock on it, and yes, I am on that committee, so thank you very much for that.
Would there be an opportunity to send two councillors?
Whatever.
We've only budgeted for one, but if councillors would like to resolve that way, we can perhaps pull back on some other conferences we had potentially looked at going to. It's totally up to council if you'd like to do that, but one is what we've budgeted for.
I would like to, would you, Councillor Wagner, be interested in?
Look, while it'd be great, maybe for the next one, that'd be good, but I'm mindful too, it still costs. So I think, look, and Councillor McClintock will be a great rep, so happy to support that.
Councillor Goodluck?
Again, only if Councillor Wagner would like to go. I believe you're not attending the LGAQ conference, so I'd be happy to send. Like these are important. You get a lot of knowledge out of these types of conferences, and there's no harm in having two great advocates, well, three with the mayor there as well, but two councillors at a conference like this. So, if Councillor Wagner, if you'd like to go, I'd be happy to.
Can I just go back to Councillor Churchill and see
I'm
if
happy
he's...
to amend the motion if Councillor Wagner is extremely keen to attend this year, but I'd also be very, very strongly supportive if she is keen to attend in 2025.
Yeah, thank you for that, Councillor Churchill. Yeah, look, I think Councillor McClintock will do a great job, and I am keen to do it, and we do share our information from the meetings. It's not that I don't want to go, but I just think for use of resources, and I appreciate that, Khan, too, and I'm sure that Councillor McClintock will share that information with us, and I am keen to learn more, but I just think in terms of costs and what have you, just mindful.
I think it's cost neutral though, because you're not attending the LGAQ, which you could have. So it's.
Can we please go back to Councillor Churchill? What would you? What are you moving?
I'm not moving any amendment here at this particular stage unless I can get an affirmative from Councillor Wagner that she is overwhelmingly keen and give me a nudge or a kick under the chair or something.
It's obviously up to you.
Okay, I will put my hand up then.
Okay.
Because I think it would be great. I was just mindful that,
Especially in your first term as a new councillor, I will be supportive of that if Councillor Churchill would like to
Rather than
amend.
move an amendment, I'm happy to include Councillor Wagner in that as well, and obviously that we would need a necessary budget adjustment, but as Councillor Goodluck highlighted, it's a cost-neutral exercise based on the fact that Councillor Wagner's not attending the LGAQ conference this year. And I think for all the years that I've attended the National Local Roads Congress, and I make this particular point right now, is that we're leading into a federal election, albeit when this is held in November, and I can tell you that there'll be all representatives from all different political persuasions, independents and whatever the case might be. So the more we've got there that can get into the ears of these candidates and all the current elected politicians to ensure that we are not forgotten and appropriately continue to increase what is required for our roads, having considered what just happened on the Bruce Highway that Mayor Matt made reference to, and other roads within our region as well. So happy
Okay,
to
thank you.
include Councillor Wagner in my original resolution.
We'll need an amendment.
Yes, that's what I was
Councillor
just going to go to Tanya to
All
see
right,
if
well,
she can help
for
me
the
with this.
purposes of good governance,
Okay,
I'll
let's
move an
just start again.
amendment. The amendment effectively says that Councillor McClintock and Councillor Wagner be
Attend the national local roads.
et cetera,
Yep.
as per the officer's recommendation, if that's an amendment.
So we have an original motion, which is Councillor McClintock, and an amendment moved by Councillor Churchill. Councillor Goodluck, since he was the seconder before,
I'll be
anyway.
the second, yeah.
Righto.
Is that all I need to do?
Going to deal with the amendment.
Okay, wonderful.
Right.
So is there anything else anyone want to talk, any questions, discussions?
So now you have
Councillor Goodluck?
You have to move the amendment.
Sorry,
Then
we've just got
motion.
some procedural issues here. The mover of the motion of the original motion shouldn't really move the amendment. So and the seconder of the original motion also shouldn't move the amendment, so it should be someone else.
Okay, we have
that
Councillor
moves the
Holzheimer that moves the amendment.
Yes.
Councillor McClintock seconding the amendment. All in favour? Mayor, would you like to speak, or are you just saying that yes, you agree?
I agree. I just think, I think I'm with Tanya here. I think we've got it now. We just
Wonderful.
now that amendment becomes the motion.
So the amendment now becomes the motion. I'm happy to move the motion. I'm happy
Okay.
to move the motion, which is the amendments now become the motion.
You don't need to move the motion again. The amendment automatically becomes a motion. So now we
Okay,
just
so
need
are
to
we voting on the
need to
amendment?
vote on the amendment.
All in
yes.
favour? Okay, wonderful. So I'm looking forward to the report from Councillor Wagner and Councillor McClintock after December.
For the purposes of the exercise, and rather than having to go through all that again, perhaps in the future it would be good if elected members could indicate in advance, perhaps as we have proactively done, rather than waiting for a debate around the table through amendments and or motions and whatever the case might be, if they'd like to attend any of these significant conferences and summits that are beneficial to our region and our ratepayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Churchill. The next item in the agenda is 4.3, Specialised Supplier, Gladstone South Swimming Club, Inc. And we welcome Kylie Lee and Mark Holmes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, councillors. This report seeks to endorse to make use of provisions in Section 235 of the Local Government Regulations that allow for exceptions to the requirement for written quotes or tenders. As you know, Council owns the Gladstone Aquatic Centre and Mount Larkham Swimming Pool, which are both situated on community reserves of which Council is trustee. In 2018, Council entered into a 5-year lease with Bluefit for the operation of Council's Aquatic Centre. This agreement expired on the 31st of August 2023. However, an agreement to continue to operate the facilities was in place for an additional period for Council to explore opportunities for a community-led model. This agreement was to be in place until the 30th of September 2024. Bluefit have advised that they'll be ceasing operations in Central Queensland, and as such, the agreement has been terminated as at the 31st of August 2024. In 2023, Council engaged OTM Planning, which is a leading sport and recreation planning specialist, who consulted 81 local governments across Australia for a comparison of aquatic centre operating models. In Queensland, there are several facilities that have explored community-led models with Council oversight. The proposals officers have explored includes elements of the fee-for-service model with a reputable community organisation delivered through a trustee lease, including terms that retain the operator for a 5-year term, a review of performance annually through agreed KPIs. Council assumes responsibility of asset management, including maintenance and asset renewal. The operator has an open book with Council having full access to income and expenditure, and Council and the operator approach the contract where both parties share any operating surplus over projected budgets. The proposed operating model also aligns with Council's community development strategy and its 5 priority areas being capacity building, places and spaces, connection with community, well-being and planning with our community. In exploring options for the operation of the aquatic facility, officers also reviewed regional swimming clubs, given their alignment with aquatic centres, and assessing their capability and capacity against several key objectives. Those objectives were the capability and strength of their management team, experience in managing commercial aquatic facilities, experience in lease management, and the strength in the club membership base. Officers have assessed both clubs, with Gladstone South Swimming Club meeting all of Council's objectives. There's a table in the report that outlines that further for you, councillors. The club have been open and transparent with Council with respect to their success over the past 5 years, and they have advised that the club has continued to increase its cash at bank each year, with the exception of the 23-24 financial year, where they've reported a minor loss of $1,700 due to the significant startup costs for the Calliope swimming pool. In initial conversations with the South Swimming Club, they are prepared to enter into a trustee lease with Council for the aquatic facilities and have the capability and capacity to operate the facilities. It is the officers' recommendation to pursue a community-led model in which Gladstone South Swimming Club, as the only supplier reasonably available to provide the services, are engaged to lease and operate the aquatic facilities. The option presented in this report is financially sound. It aligns with aquatic centre operating trends and Council's community development strategy, and engages a well-established and respected community not-for-profit organisation to operate the facilities. Gladstone South Swimming Club have demonstrated experience in operating commercial facilities and have held trustee leases with both Council and the Department of Education. Council would appoint a contract manager to support the transition of the new operator and to also ensure the aquatic facilities are managed in accordance with the lease. Council has engaged lawyers at McCulloch Robertson to prepare the trustee lease, who, in consultation with Council's General Counsel, has developed the lease that supports the robust management of the facility, including setting key performance indicators for the operator, clarifying dispute and performance resolution procedures, and also the establishment of a cross-functional review committee for ensuring oversight of both financial and non-financial outcomes of the lease. The operator fees associated with the 24-25 financial year can be accommodated within Council's approved budget. However, this will also be dependent on the final claim from our previous operator. The proposed collaborative operating model of the trustee lease is expected to yield a saving compared to the previous operating model and lease. I invite any questions from councillors with respect to this community-led operating model.
Thank you, Carly. It's you told us a lot, and the report has a lot of information in it. So I have a Councillor McClintock first, and then Councillor Churchill. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am, very supportive of what the recommendation is. I think it's incredibly thorough. I do appreciate all of this story, as mentioned this morning. It's really helped paint the picture of what could be a little bit uncertain. My question was more around the legal and regulatory implications side of things that we, as I was reading through and just sort of wasn't confident, but I'm sure you can answer it. The Section 225 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to invite written quotations or tenders where the supply of goods or services are greater than 15,000. Obviously, this is greater than 15,000, and it goes on to sort of explain it a little bit. I'm just looking for a little bit more, I guess maybe even from a governance side of things, to just be confident that we're satisfied that there's only one supplier that's reasonably available. I'm confident there's only one swim team that is confidently available in the information that's there, but are we, if we have someone knock on our door after we move this that said, hey, I didn't even get a chance to try, are we confident that we can prove that we've actually done our due diligence in that side of things?
Just from the perspective of someone coming and knocking at your door, this section of the local government regulations is council's decision to make based on the information council has at hand. The reasonable nature is for council to determine whether one is reasonably available. The commentary suggests that it's not really something that another person could come and appeal. It is council's view whether they feel that. The report does identify why we believe they are the sole supplier reasonably available.
No, that's okay. I just didn't want us to, tread into some, we haven't given the opportunity for someone to put their hand up and let us know. So thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Churchill?
Yeah, thanks, Madam Chair. Thank you for such a comprehensive report and a lot of information, and in your endeavours to ensure that we were fully informed on all the aspects, because obviously in some areas of management, it's pleasing to read there that the Gladstone South Swimming Club have now become the second largest swimming club in Queensland. That's phenomenal in actual fact. But in light of saying that, it's also about their ability to be able to manage these community facilities, and your endeavours obviously to minimise or eliminate as best as we can any possible risk that may be over the tenure of the 5-year period. But I wanted to ask a particular question in trying to understand if we're comparing apples with apples, and you did make reference to OTIUM planning in relation to their consultation of 81 local governments across the nation. And it may not necessarily mean anything, but I'm trying to focus in on the numbers, because they'd indicated from 81 national councils, 14 were based in Queensland. With these councils, the 14 reporting the operating models, and I listed the operating models 13, 11, 5, 4, and I'm trying to understand why those numbers in excess of 14, or are they all different business models that relate to aquatic and leisure management of community facilities? Can you just explain that to me so that I can...
Councillor Churchill, sorry, that is an error on my part. So there is 14 councils based in Queensland. Can I get the report for you and just clarify that one?
Well, yeah, if that's possible, yeah. I don't think it's going to make any difference to my final judgment or decision unless, of course, the debate gets a little bit more robust. But I was still trying to work out how 30 plus fitted into 14 unless there were different connotations of contracts. Is that the case?
I'll just refer back to the report and get you the accurate information.
Or perhaps more than one facility within the same council.
Say again, Councillor McClintock, you're close to this, obviously.
There's 14 were based in Queensland, but they might have multiple facilities within their councils.
And so
there might be more
they have
facilities.
Management models of different facilities within those local...
We have several facilities. Yep.
That's an interesting one. All right, okay then. Yeah, I'm happy to get that information back at some stage. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor Churchill. Councillor Mark Burnett online, Mr Mayor.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say a little bit of history for me on this one. I opposed when we originally went out to tender to take it away from council. We used to run and operate the pool ourselves, and I won't go into the history on exactly all of that, but I just want to say I did oppose that in the first instance because I believed we should have been doing it ourselves. But I am happy to support this recommendation because I think the recommendation is a good one. The club is a good club, and I believe we'll manage it very well. And we're not looking at bringing it back in-house anytime soon. So I can't think of anyone better to run the facility other than council staff than other than the South Gladstone Swim Club. So happy to support the recommendation.
Okay, wonderful. We have Councillor Wagner.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for a comprehensive report. It was great. I do have a couple of questions, though. I do note South have a great track record, and they do with, on a smaller scale. So one thing there, I noticed the KPIs will be reviewed annually. I'd like to put it out there that perhaps in the first year that is 6 monthly, just to make sure. I know we've got a case manager looking after, or a manager looking after that, but I just think My biggest concern as a not-for-profit organisation is that you only need an AGM and you need a change of governance to have things thrown into chaos depending on who those people are and their level of expertise in governance. And I know that there's a lot of organisations that have lots of issues when there is that change at AGM, and there's a huge learning curve, and this is a fair investment for them and a commitment as well for them to do. So I suppose that was one thing. I think in the first year, if we're doing a 5-year, it's something that I'd like to put in as an amendment perhaps. The other thing is, probably following on to what Councillor McClintock said too, is we are convinced these are the best suppliers. It looks too good to be true. It is fantastic what this might do for our community. There's no doubt about that, and it is a club with good reputation, but it is a not-for-profit that can change overnight. I'm just wondering, what happens with the South Gladstone school? They'll still continue to manage that one? The one at the school, or...?
At the school?
Yeah, they're looking after that, aren't they?
No, they don't look after the
Oh,
school.
they don't.
So
That's
they
a
will be
Department of
maintaining-
Education pool.
Okay.
So
So they're
they-
utilising that one then?
Gladstone South Swimming Club have the John Dahl pool.
The John Dahl,
Yep.
okay.
They
Yep.
also have successfully reinvigorated the Calliope swimming pool.
Yep.
And now we're proposing for the rest of the remaining aquatic
Yeah.
facilities.
And we all know that pool was in need of that for some time. They've done a great job. Another, I suppose, concern is they did have a net operating loss of $1,700 there on 1 year, which you'd probably expect taking on a new one. In those cases, though, what will be the provisions if they do have a loss in terms of council's liability?
I would have to consult the lease, but where we aren't setting them up to fail, I'll have to consult the lease for you, Councillor Wagner.
It is.
Yep.
I was just wondering, sorry.
Sorry, Councillor Wagner, I was just going to add, council's liability is only limited to the pool. We have no liability for the club's overall profit and loss situation.
Yeah, okay. But I suppose that brings into question, as a not-for-profit, if this is the way that we're going to go, it could potentially put some of these amazing organisations in a very vulnerable position. And I know that we've got a manager looking after it, and everything looks robust, it looks great, but I think for me there is still that, I suppose, feeling that the last thing I want to do is have an organisation put into a vulnerable position. So I can't stress enough that, and I'm sure our team will do a great job, as you have with the report, but yeah, we need to really support these. And the other thing is to, if we're convinced these are the only providers in this community, what is that actually based on? Can I just ask for a little bit more about that?
They're a swimming club operating at an aquatic facility, so they've already got existing experience operating in facilities. They've got demonstrated experience of reinvigorating another pool under a lease. They've got demonstrated experience operating under lease agreements, and the strength of their club provides a really great succession management plan for employees. They've also got experienced pool operators that have the relevant qualifications and licences that we require to operate a community asset of this size. So I have full confidence that this is the only supplier relevant for here. In addition, the financial question for before, as my colleagues have said, we don't bear the costs of their losses. However, they have demonstrated over the past 5 years that they've had profit at cash in bank each and every year of their operation. So they had significant start-up costs for Calliope Pool under their lease with the Department of Education, but to achieve a loss of $1,700 over the course of the year is really insignificant in my opinion. So I have full faith in the club.
I appreciate that. Okay, so we didn't go out for tender though, and that's based on your feeling that these people have done a great job and they're...
We didn't go out to tender because we wanted to explore a community-led model, which I think is very important. Feedback from our community had been, the sentiment was that it was overly commercialised and the customer sentiment wasn't there. So employing a community-led model was purposeful and deliberate.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And in terms of this pool, obviously it has wide use. Are we going to expect any difference in terms of the free swimming for the seniors in the morning and
The community development programs will be maintained. It's in the 75-page lease.
Yep, excellent. That sounds great. Yeah, so I suppose the only thing I'd like to do, and do I have to do that as a amendment to just suggest in the first year that can just be taken on board as
I can put it into the lease. That's the instrument where we govern.
No, excellent. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Is there any questions? So can I have a mover for the? Councillor Goodluck, question or moving the recommendation?
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. I'm happy to move. I think this is a great outcome, and congratulations to the team for all the work and the club themselves. I've got no doubt that they're excited at the opportunity and hopefully that they will provide a really fantastic service to our community. It's a very heavily utilised asset, and I think that together we can work together to hopefully ensure that it's a successful outcome. So happy to move that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Goodluck. I have a seconder, and Councillor Patrick, would you like to say something?
I just think this is wonderful, and I echo Councillor Goodluck's comments as well. So,
Councillor Churchill?
Yeah, thanks. And I'd still like to get that feedback if I can at some particular stage, if you don't mind. Thanks, Kylie. Just to satisfy my curiosity, and I'm totally supportive of the recommendation. And local money stays local.
Thank you, Councillor Churchill. I did confirm Councillor McClintock is right. So 14 councils with multiple facilities within their area. So all great points over to you,
I think
Councillor
Councillor McClintock's quite happy that he got it right.
Councillor Wagner?
Sorry, one other question. In terms of the people who were working at the pool previously, what's happening with them?
Gladstone South, this is a really great story actually. Gladstone South have employed every single Bluefit local team member, apart from 2, 1 retired, 1 wasn't a cultural fit.
Yep.
So,
Excellent.
great story.
Yeah, great outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All great questions, and I'm sure we all look forward to seeing how this works and in this new way in which we do things. So I would love to have a bit of a report in a few months and see how it goes, maybe even a visit. Okay, I have a mover on Councillor Goodluck, a seconder on Councillor Patrick for the officer's recommendation. All in favour? Anyone against? No one? Unanimously carried. Thank you. Thank you, Kylie, and thank you, Mark. Okay, so we're up to... That's the end of the officers' reports. Do we have... Now we're up to item 5, councillor reports. Do we have any councillor reports? Okay, I would like to just acknowledge a couple of things that happened on the weekend. We had a really, really big, busy weekend too, apart from the unfortunate incidents down south on the highway. But I just wanted to, again, say congratulations to the Ocean Breeze Gallery for the 10th year anniversary. They also occupy a council building, which we've been supporting for 10 years. And it looked wonderful, and they definitely are a big asset to the Boyne-Tannum community. So I just wanted to say happy birthday again. We also had the Women's Health and Wellbeing Expo at the Marina, and we also had another Allied Health Expo at the Phillip Street precinct. So lots of things health were happening in the region this weekend. So congratulations to those that organised those 2 events. It's, well, the perfect weather in the Gladstone region in August, September, so you can't beat that. We had also that evening the Gladstone Hospital Charity Ball, which a few of us attended, and that was a really nice night. And we had Councillor Holzheimer, McClintock, Councillor Patrick that drove me home. Thank you very much. And Councillor Churchill and his wife Sue, which had also, I've seen you dancing in the dance floor. That was wonderful. And congratulations to the organisers. I think they raised over $150,000. So that was really good to see. And apart from that, we also had 2 other events in the Boyne-Tannum area. It's been really busy out that way, with the QCWA Tannum Sons opening of the shed, which Councillor Patrick attended. And we also had the Turtle Way Artscape Reflection Space launch, which are those wonderful benches that you see all around Boyne-Tannum, which provide a place for reflection, delivered by the BTABC and the Turtle Way Artscape, which is the BTABC art and culture space. So that's probably all I wanted to say, but yeah, lots of things happening on the weekend, and it's great to live in the region, actually, when you see all those things happening. Yeah, Councillor Holzheimer, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, of course. We also on Friday night went to the regional medical pathway, there were so many acronyms. So it was lots of health focus this weekend in the region, and the theme actually flowed through a lot of the presentations in regards to how do we actually, our Glad You Made It campaign as well, the livability campaign. So if we have people who actually are able to study in our region, complete their placements in the region, they're more likely to call the region home, and then that's actually going to be a really important way that we build our medical and allied health services in the region as well. So really a lot of information, some really powerful speakers as well, and it was a great opportunity to see how other places are doing this and doing it really well, and how it actually complements our Glad You Made It, our livability campaign as well. Thanks.
It's a great summary. I think I've reminded you of some things to say. Councillor Wagner?
Just probably two things. One is I had the pleasure of judging, it was tough actually, the Book Week window display on one day, and the parade at Rosella Park School last week, which was very rewarding. And it was I was, I suppose, really astounded at just the number of students that were there and the community feel of it. I did have experiences with that school many years ago through my own son's disability, and to see it grow and evolve to what it has, it's amazing, and the effort that everyone went to was really pleasing, so great asset. The other thing too, I just wanted to make note of our parks and communications people who are doing the campaign to recruit more part staff. It is definitely being noticed, and so congratulations to them, and if anyone's still looking at joining council, please put your resumes in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good. Councillor Patrick?
I just wanted to add on with the Gala Ball, the CQ Shines Gala Ball, there was $151,300 raised. Just wanted to extend on what that money is going to be spent on. With that type of huge money, it is now going to be an Australian first for our region in our theatres. So that is cutting edge technology, which will connect local medical professionals with specialised doctors nationwide, enabling real-time consultation, accurate diagnoses and timely treating. So I just really wanted to extend on that. This is really cutting-edge technology that we're putting in Gladstone Hospital, and we should be really celebrating that. Further on from Councillor Holzheimer's sentiments with the pathways, the medical pathways, it was really reassuring that we are now in our second year of having medical students within the region who are studying. It was noted that in the first intake of the medical students, we had, I think, 31 positions available, and we got around the 25 mark. This year, the interest in studying in Central Queensland and uptaking in Gladstone, that doubled. So we then have an excess of medical students that are wanting to study in Central Queensland. So again, that is really affirming that people do want to come to Central Queensland, study and hopefully stay. So I just wanted to add those sentiments onto both Councillor Holzheimer statement as well as your own, Deputy Mayor. So thanks.
Yes, thank you. There's plenty of evidence that indicate that those ones that are from here and study here will stay here. So, and that is, there's a lot of work happening around, and it has been happening for a few years. These things take time, but we definitely see a much brighter future in this space. So just got to keep working at it. Councillor McClintock?
Yeah, I just thought I'd, while we're talking, take the opportunity. Yesterday, as Mayor Matt mentioned, we did get the chance to meet with some local businesses down south of Gladstone in the Baroran and Miriam Vale districts. There is obviously a lot of things happening in that space down there, but I thought it was just a great opportunity to remind our entire community as well that you know, over the next few weeks, maybe not straight away, let's let it, a lot of things going on down there, but they really need our support and they really need our encouragement, not just with words on Facebook, but actually people walking through the doors. There's been a lot of hurt down that way and a lot of flow on from the last few events, not just this one. And so, yeah, just encourage people to make the trip. Couple of minutes down the road, it's really not that far, and there's some really fantastic facilities and some upcoming events that we can get behind. I know Melbourne Cup at the Karawatha Hotel is going to be going off, I heard, and some great stuff down that space, but really encourage community to get behind, and it's one of the greatest ways that we can actually help them re-establish, rebuild and economically get back on their feet as well into the future. So thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Well, Simon opened the door to Melbourne Cup at Karawatha. I mean, it is a council meeting day. Every year we meet on Melbourne Cup Day, and if you want to, you know, either A, finish early and all head to Baroran to the Karawatha for their event, I'm in. Or if you want to host the meeting from there, even better.
Let's talk.
I'll drive.
Thank you. You know, oh well, there's great places to go and shops to spend your money at in those areas. I know I have a few new dresses lately as well. But no, there's definitely, please do contribute, because we can talk a lot and share things on Facebook, but nothing is more important than that money that you know, that comes through the door and receive great service too. So is there any other councillor reports? Okay, we don't have any urgent business, notices of motion or confidential items. So I declare the meeting finished at 9:54. Thank you.